Hello and welcome to this video in which I will provide you with 3 tips for how you can avoid improper solutions in confirmatory factor analysis and structural equation modeling. My name is Geiser. I'm an instructor and statistical consultant with QuantFish. So let's get started and let's talk about how you can avoid improper solutions in structural equation modeling. First of all, what are improper solutions? Improper solutions mean you have one or more parameter estimates in your output that are out of the admissible range. Like for example, you have a negative error variance estimate, or you have a negative variance estimate for a latent variable, or a correlation between latent variables that is greater than 1. Those are impossible estimates. They have no meaning. They indicate something went wrong with your analysis, and they are something that you need to address. So the best thing is actually prevention. So let's talk about how you can prevent these things to begin with. And for that, we have to talk about the causes of improper solutions. And so first of all, one cause of improper solutions is a sample size that is too small. So we see that statistically when we run factor models or structural equation models with smaller sample sizes, let's say something that is around 100 or below, that then oftentimes we have more of these improper estimates statistically, and that can have to do with sampling error. With smaller samples, you have a lot more sampling error, so an error variance that is close to 0 for a very reliable indicator then might jump over the border, so to say, and might come out as negative even though it is maybe slightly positive in the population, and then due to sampling error you get a negative error variance perhaps. Also, when you have complex models, those are just not doing as well generally with smaller sample sizes, because we need the information from a lot of data points in order to come up with all the estimates for a complex SEM, and so that can contribute to the likelihood of improper solutions. So the first thing then to think of is my sample size large enough? And a good thing is to do sample size planning ahead of time, meaning don't just go out and collect a sample of a size that you think might be right, but instead do sample size planning, and that is most effectively done with Monte Carlo simulation studies, where you can also simulate the occurrence of improper solutions. So programs for Monte Carlo simulation studies such as Mplus will give you estimates, or will give you in the output a statistic about how many improper solutions occurred. It'll show you for how many replications did you get something that wasn't proper. And so if you, for example, simulate a sample size of 100 and you find that 10 or 20% of your replications of that simulation return an improper solution, then you might want to increase your sample size further and see if a larger sample size will mitigate that problem. So sample size planning is essential, not just for improper solutions, but also for the quality of the parameter estimates in general, for the quality of fit statistics, and for standard errors, confidence intervals. So you want to make sure you have a large enough sample that can prevent many improper solutions. Second, it is also an issue that is related to the number of indicators that you have per latent factor. Specifically, when you have factors that have only 2 indicators, we tend to see a higher occurrence of improper solutions. So you want to ideally have 3 or more indicators per factor, which can help you prevent improper solutions. Also, the indicators should be good quality indicators. So it's not helpful if you have many indicators, but they are all over the place. They are heterogeneous. They don't have a homogeneous covariance structure. They're not unidimensional. In that case, it might make the issue worse, and it also can affect model fit. So you want to make sure you have 3 or more good indicators. Good meaning they should be unidimensional. They should be highly reliable. with large R-squared values on the latent factors, and that can be explored also ahead of time based on the literature, based on pilot studies, other samples that have used maybe the same measures or the same items. So that's another important component of avoiding improper solutions, is to select a large enough number of indicators and high quality indicators. And then third, another tip is to avoid under or overfitting your model. So model misspecification is perhaps the single most common reason why we see improper parameter estimates in practice. When a model isn't right, then this can happen more frequently. And this can either be due to overfitting the model, meaning having too many parameters in the model, perhaps too many factors. For example, when we have complex confirmatory factor models with method factors and correlations among all kinds of factors, then in those situations when indicators load on multiple factors and you have correlated factors and stuff like that, then this can also happen more frequently due to over factorization, over parameterization of the model. So in that case, simplifying the model might help. But it can also happen due to underfitting. So when you have a model that does not have enough parameters to fit your data. For example, let's say you have a multi-factor structure and you fit a single factor, even though the data are multi-dimensional. In that situation, also improper solutions can happen simply due to the underspecification of the model and the model misfit. Now, overspecification you often don't see based on fit statistics. The fit statistics may indicate your model fits well, even with an improper solution. So that's also something to know. However, when the model is underfit, when it's underspecified and you're lacking parameters or you're lacking factors, then you would typically see that in model fit statistics, provided you have enough statistical power to detect model misspecification. So in summary, 3 things to think of: sample size, number and quality of indicators, and model misspecification. Those are perhaps the 3 most common causes of improper solutions, and they can be avoided by thinking about these things ahead of time. I hope you found this quick video helpful. My name is Christian Geiser, and I'll see you in the next video.